the entertainment talking sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the future of the New York Giants head coach, Pat Shurmur, and whether or not he will stay on with the New York Giants. Now, in recent weeks, I've kind of resigned to the fact that I've accepted that I think the New York Giants will move on from Pat Shurmur, and I thought that there was a lot of reason to do so. And I still think there's a lot of reason to do so. And before I continue with the video, I want to let everybody know that this is not whether or not I think he should remain on. This video is about whether or not I think he will remain on, based on the prior history of the New York Giants, based on some of the things that have transpired this year. The New York Giants historically have been an organization who does not like change. They like to give their head coaches and their general managers time. That's just facts, right? We saw, the last two head coaches before McAdoo were on for a pretty long time. Fossil had a good 7 or 8 years, and Shurmur was here for over a decade. Coughlin was here for over a decade. Don't mean to confuse those two. But then obviously McAdoo was relieved after 2 years. McAdoo took over for Coughlin. A lot of us disagreed with that move. The firing of Coughlin, well, I thought, okay, maybe it makes sense, you need change. Keeping on Reese was the mistake. If you were going to fire Coughlin, you needed to start from scratch. The Giants made that mistake. They kept on Reese. They blamed Coughlin. That was a big mistake. But then they brought on McAdoo. McAdoo the first year had success, 11-5 playoffs. Second year, the main reason why he was fired, I think we all agree with, had to do with the handling of Eli Manning. Benching Eli Manning for Geno Smith. I think that the owner, Mara, who loves Eli Manning, he saw the fan reaction to the benching for a player like Geno Smith. That certainly played a big factor into why he was fired. It was also quite evident that Ben McAdoo lost the locker room. Okay? Definitely lost the locker room. He had players quit on him. That's why we got rid of a lot of the players that we did. No doubt about it. There were basically quotes on saying that they quit on McAdoo. So that is the two major reasons why McAdoo was fired. The reason that we brought Shurmur in, I've said it many times. I said it in my video where I said that I thought that the Giants should keep Shurmur about 5 weeks ago. The main reason that we brought Shurmur on was for Daniel Jones. I mean, anybody could tell. That's the reason. He had success with quarterbacks throughout his career as an offensive coordinator. He was known as a quarterback guru. And again, I want to go back to the point. This is why I think the Giants will keep Shurmur. Not why I want them to keep Shurmur. It's why I think they will keep Shurmur. And there's a reason why I conducted that poll yesterday in my community notes. Yesterday, I asked you guys whether or not you think the Giants will keep Pat Shurmur. Not if you want him gone. The exact question about this video. And 81% of you guys said that you think that Pat Shurmur will be fired. Now, to be fair, this poll was conducted before the New York Giants contest against the Washington Redskins. And I personally don't think that Mara should put any stock into these games, being that they're playing the Washington Redskins. Neither team has anything to play for. The game means nothing. I do not think Pat Shurmur should be able to save his job based off of these games. Whether or not he should be fired or not, I think that they should have already come to that conclusion at this point. Okay? So, will this game save his job, though? Will the way the team is played down the stretch save his job? Or was it already safe to begin with? We've heard the quotes from Tisch, but maybe they weren't necessarily talking about Shurmur. Maybe they were talking about the coordinators. Who knows? I'm sure there'll be lengthy discussions. And then this came out. This was off the mouth of Pat Shurmur. Head coach Pat Shurmur called Daniel Jones' performance heroic and finally had something to crow about after a game as the Giants won their second in a row. I told the team, this is the time of year when teams can quit fighting, and it's pretty obvious to me that our guys didn't, Shurmur said. They fought hard. We made enough plays to win. And at the end of the day, that is what Shurmur's going to try to sell Mara on. Will it work? I don't know. But he's going to sell them on, you got a young quarterback. I was brought in here to mentor a quarterback. He gave me 1 year. I brought this guy in after week 3. At that point, anybody with common sense should have realized this team was not going to win many games. We had a rookie quarterback with no experience, only 2 games to learn. And, I coached him for 14 games. He got hurt in the middle. But Daniel Jones, under my tutelage, has 23 touchdowns, only 11 picks. He could break the rookie touchdown record in only, 12 games or so. And he's played great. He's coming off a 5-touchdown game. He's one of only 3 rookie quarterbacks ever to have a 4-touchdown performance 3 times in a season. So under Pat Shurmur's tutelage, Daniel Jones has had a very good rookie season by all accounts. And that is what he's going to sell him on. He's also going to sell him on the fact that the team fought hard down the stretch. And the last game of the season may have a say on whether or not Pat Shurmur comes back. If the Giants finish the year on a high note and win 3 games straight and beat the Eagles, will it be enough for Pat Shurmur to convince ownership to bring him back as the head coach? Or were they going to bring him back already anyway? Like I said, rookie quarterback. This season was a throwaway to begin with. When you start a rookie quarterback, you don't expect great things to happen. Eli Manning only won 1 game as a starter in his rookie year. They brought Coughlin back. History tells you that they like to remain patient. The only reason they didn't remain patient with McAdoo was because the team quit on him and because of his handling of Eli Manning. Well, the team has not quit on Pat Shurmur. And Pat Shurmur, to his credit, Daniel Jones had as good of a rookie year as anybody could have hoped for. Now, his in-game decision-making is awful, and I am not going to be upset at all. I will not shed 1 tear if we move on from Pat Shurmur. Matter of fact, I probably still think it's the right move to move on from Pat Shurmur. But it's not my decision. It's Mara's. And it's Gettleman's if he remains on. And we're going to have to wait and see what the New York Giants do. But I think at the end of the day, that's what Shurmur will have going for him. He'll be able to say, Daniel Jones had a great rookie year with me as the head coach. And yeah, Shurmur, in a perfect world, would be an offensive coordinator, but that's not going to happen. You're not going to ask Shurmur to be demoted, and that is not going to be able to attract coaches. Coaches are not going to want to come here with Pat Shurmur being the offensive coordinator. It's just a fact. They're not going to want the former head coach to be coaching under them. So we'll see what ownership does. But right now, if you ask me, I'm actually leaning that the Giants may decide to keep on Pat Shurmur. But I don't know. What do I know? That's just my take on it. Daniel Jones, in my opinion, might have just saved Pat Shurmur's job. As always, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.